Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking a little bit about my favorite scenes from Inner Demons. We're also doing a giveaway and I'm going to be giving you guys a new free digital download. Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit about Inner Demons today, which is the second book of my Shadow Demons saga. I know that many of you who are following me on this channel have read the Shadow Demons series, but if you have not read the Shadow Demons saga, I am currently working on book 10, which is called Deceiving Darkness, and the first 3 books you can get for free, so I will link those in the description box below, so go grab those for free if you'd like to read this series. Also, just be warned that I am going to talk about some of the scenes from Inner Demons, so if you have not read these books yet, you might want to do that before you watch this video. So as I go back through the Demon series and I start to kind of read back through and look back through the different threads and information that I want to carry through into the end of the book and making sure that I wrap everything up before the series wraps up. And I don't reread every single book when I'm working on a new one, but I do kind of go back and familiarize myself with things. And sometimes I do actually go back and read everything just to try to make sure things stay consistent. But one of the things that I love about Inner Demons after being away from it for a while and being, seeing Harper where she is now, where we're starting in book 10 and how far she's come, is going back to a book like Inner Demons, where she's really just for the very first time starting to come into her own. Like, for example, one of my favorite scenes in this book is when she's at Lark's house and Lark teaches her for the first time how to use a glamour. And she changes the color of the rug in the room, she changes her hair and eye color, and she's playing around with powers that she's had her whole life but never really known how to control. And it's just so much fun. If you have been a longtime fan of this series and you haven't gone back to read those early books, go do it, or even read a few scenes, because it's really fun to see just how far she's come in the course of this series. Because it's you go back and you see this Harper, this young Harper, who doesn't even know really what she's capable of. She just knows that she has powers that she's never really fully been able to control, and she knows that she is trying hard to fit in. But as she's exploring these powers for the first time, it's just so cool to see how she honestly doesn't even understand how much more powerful she is than most of the people around her, and she still feels very unsure of herself and like she wants to fit in and to please them and to be a part of the crowd. But there's always that part of Harper that's still the rebel who wants to do things her own way and not necessarily have to do what everyone tells her to do. I also love that Beautiful Demons, the first book, is so much about the setup, like introducing the town, introducing the fact that there are supernatural people in this town, and there are bad things happening, murder and mystery and different things like that. But when you start getting into Inner Demons, and especially with what happens to Brooke and what Harper sees happen to Brooke when she gets initiated, you really finally start to understand how evil and nefarious the Order of Shadows truly is, what they're capable of, and what they might do to Harper. So it's like the stakes have now gone way up, because it's like, whoa, how far is she willing to go to be popular and loved and to fit in? And is she willing to allow them to do to her what they just did to Brooke? And seeing that transformation of Brooke before the initiation and after is just a really cool part of Inner Demons. Coffee break. Oh my God, I love coffee. But my favorite scene is the scene where it's almost 1 a.m. It's after Brooke's big 18th birthday party, and Jackson is waiting in the field for Harper. I love this scene. And again, like, you're a fan of the series and you've read them all. Once you see how far their relationship has come over the years, it's so sweet to go back and read this kind of scene where they are just really getting to know each other and really explore like how they feel about each other and this sort of attraction that they have. So I'm going to read this scene for you guys today. I need my glasses to do it. And this is after the party. Like, if you remember, Brooke had this kind of big carnival for her birthday and everybody's there, and Harper's been kind of dating Drake, but Drake is drunk and he's trying to kiss her and like grab her and get her to go with them to this graveyard and stuff. And she's like, I've got to get home, because she knows that Mrs. Shatterford has already let her stay out kind of past curfew. So she has no choice. She needs to get home. And now her ride is drunk and she's just kind of upset. But when she looks over, well, here we go. I'll read from that point. She's just told Drake, like, she's stomped on his foot and been like, go away from me and I don't want to talk to you again for a while. So here we go. Anger fumed up inside of me like hot ash, making my mouth go dry. I never pictured Drake acting this way, but I guess I should have known from the way he acted the first time we met that he was capable of being a real dick. I guess it was only a matter of time before his true colors began to show. I spun on my heel and walked to the gate, my heart pounding in my ears and my face feeling frozen from the cold wind that whipped through the area outside the main tent. I didn't run. I didn't want him to have the satisfaction of thinking he'd rattled me. Crap, I needed a ride. I thought about walking, but there was no way I could make it the 6 miles home on foot. A small town like this didn't have taxis, and I didn't have any money to pay for one anyway. I stood in the driveway looking out at the empty fields and trying to think of anyone who was still sober I could beg a ride from. Something out in the dark pasture across the road caught my eye. A spark of light? It was only an instant, then it was gone. I peered into the darkness, but headlights from an idling car made it hard to see very far away. I walked down the driveway to the edge of the grass and looked again. Farther from the lights of the house and cars in the driveway, my eyes began to adjust to the semi-darkness. Across the road, a little ways out in the field, I definitely saw something. A car, maybe? A figure. Someone smoking a cigarette, I thought. Jackson. I don't know how I knew it was him, I just did. He'd probably brought his motorcycle out here so he could listen to the music. Of course, he wouldn't have been caught dead actually attending the party like a normal person. I ventured to look back toward the house to make sure Drake and Foster weren't following me, then stepped across the gravel road and into the field beyond. The grass was slightly wet already from dew, and each long weed I passed slithered across my leather boot like a snake. My footsteps made hissing sounds as I walked. The figure was still too dark to make out for certain, but I had the feeling he'd been waiting for me. Nothing like a midnight stroll through an abandoned cow pasture, he said. What happened to the cows? I asked. I scared them all away. By the looks of this grass, that was quite some time ago. Did you enjoy the fireworks this fine evening? Jackson said. Now that I was close enough, I could make him out a little more clearly. He was lounging against the silver bar on the back of the bike with his boots propped up on the handlebars. I tore my eyes away from him and looked up at the starry sky. I bet it looked much cooler from out here. There were too many lights on from the party. How long have you been out here anyway? Long enough to hear the last couple sets the band played, he said. He slid his boots from the handlebar and straddled the bike. He was wearing a long-sleeved black button-up shirt, jeans, and his black cowboy boots. I shivered in the wind, but wasn't sure if it was from the cold or from the way he looked in the moonlight. Long enough to see that asshole put his hands on you. His words cut straight to my heart. Weird how I had managed to keep my cool all through the actual incident, but hearing Jackson mention it, his voice laced with such anger, stirred me up. I looked back toward the house, thinking it would have been impossible for him to see that far. I could see the gate leading into the party and a few people milling about behind it, but nothing looked very clear. There's no way you saw that from all the way out here, I said. I have very good eyesight. Like Superman, I guess? Perhaps. So, does that also mean there's a kryptonite out there for you? Maybe you're my kryptonite. He threw his leg over the bike and stood. My heart pounded and my breath caught somewhere deep in my throat as he approached me. You shouldn't let anyone treat you like that, he said. He crooked his index finger and put it under my chin, then lifted my face up so our eyes met. You're too good for that, Harper. I swallowed, then opened my mouth to let in a nervous breath. I didn't trust myself to speak. I exhaled warmth, then sucked in the cold night air. Jackson's lips descended on mine, enveloping them in a warmth that spread like wildfire through every nerve in my body. I leaned into him and pressed my palms flat against his chest. Through his shirt, I could feel the heat coming from his body, and it warmed my cold hands. When we parted, our breath came out like puffs of smoke in the frozen air. Our eyes stayed locked on each other until finally I looked away. Jackson's fingers left my chin and found their way into my hair. He slowly wrapped a strand of blonde hair around his index finger, then unwrapped it. My heart thudded wildly. "Why do I feel so drawn to you?" I said. I expected my question to shock him, but he just smiled with one corner of his mouth. "What happened to your curls?" he said. When I didn't fall for his attempt to avoid my question, he sighed. "Maybe you're just drawn to bad guys." A gust of wind whipped through the pasture, and I felt it glide through me like a shadow of ice. "You're not a bad guy," I said. "I have a feeling you're more like a sheep in wolf's clothing." He laughed and ran the back of his hand across my cheek. "I think you've got that backwards." "I don't think I do," I said. He glanced at his watch. "Shadowford expects you home by 1. It's already 12:40 now." "So I'll be late." Jackson shook his head and walked back over to his motorcycle. "Get on," he said, holding his helmet out to me. I stood still for a minute in protest, then grabbed the helmet. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure," he said, "as long as you promise to get on the bike." "Do you feel drawn to me too?" His smile faded and he looked straight at me. An electric energy passed between us. "Like a moth to a flame," he said. I climbed onto the bike and put my arms around his waist. My heart thundered in my chest. He started the bike, but before he took off, he put his warm hands over my cold ones, then moved them inside the pockets of his leather jacket. I drew my arms tighter around him, my hands now snug in his pockets, so close to the warmth of his body. It's just so sweet. And like, yes, there are lots of ways that I can see, like as an author going back and reading this, that, you know, my writing has grown too. Just some of the way that I worded things was maybe not as, I don't know, still some like newbie writing things that I was doing back then. But overall, I just love that scene because, like, especially going back to it after we know what we know now, is like seeing where they are and how far they've come, but how much Jackson really, you know, they really were drawn to each other, and how much after years of closing himself off and having no hope and having no real deep relationships for years and years, decades, he, you know, finds himself opening up to Harper and, you know, maybe not even fully understanding it himself, but knowing that it's a thing and that he can't resist it. I love it. It's my favorite scene. If you have a favorite scene or a quote from either Beautiful Demons or Inner Demons, please go ahead and comment down below. I am actually going to be running a contest. So I mentioned in my last Facebook Live that I have these t-shirts from back when Demons Forever came out. I only have them, I think, in medium and large. So, but they are kind of big. So like this is a large, but I think it looks more like an extra large, but I don't have any like small or extra small. I think I only have medium and mostly larges left. So enter knowing that you're going to get like a bigger size potentially than you need, or a smaller size than what you might need. And there's nothing I can do about it because I only have so many sizes left. But I am giving away one of these Peachville, it says Demons Peachville High School cheerleading t-shirts to one person who comments down below telling me either their favorite scene or their favorite quote from Beautiful Demons or Inner Demons. So this contest will be open until Saturday the 25th. I will be doing a Facebook Live video on my Facebook page at facebook.com/Sarra Cannon on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I will remind you guys about that throughout the week. Remember, this is Eastern Standard Time. So I realize that for many of you who are across the pond, as they say, that's going to be super late at night. So don't worry, you don't have to actually be there to claim your prize. But in order to enter the contest, you just have to make a comment on this video, either on Facebook, YouTube, or on my blog. So those are the three places that you can comment, and you will be entered to win this t-shirt. The contest is open internationally, so enter away, even if you're in Australia, New Zealand, wherever you are. And I will announce the winner again on Saturday the 25th at 9 p.m. in my Facebook Live. If you are not there, then I will also make sure to post it on my blog and tag you on Facebook Facebook if I can, or on YouTube if that's where you commented, and let you know that you won. And then at that point, you'll just need to email me your mailing address and I will send it out to you. If you want to win one of these Beach Will Hide Demons t-shirts, then make sure to comment below and let me know your favorite quote or moment or scene from Beautiful Demons or Inner Demons. I will choose one winner on Saturday. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Oh, and do not forget, for everybody, I will put a picture here, but I have created these digital signed wallpapers for your phone, tablet, and desktop using the cover for Inner Demons. So if you would like to download those, just go to sarracannon.com/blog, and it is the most recent post up today, and you can download those for free. Guys, if you have been enjoying some video content from me, and if you enjoyed this where I took a little closer look at a scene from this book and want to see that again for the next book in the series, which was Bitter Demons, and do another giveaway, please let me know by liking this video, subscribing to my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on Facebook, liking the video and commenting down below, maybe sharing it if you would like to, and letting me know that you do like this kind of content and you would like to see more of it. As a quick update, I am hard at work on book 10 in the series Deceiving Darkness, and I'm hoping to have it out in September, but I don't know exactly the date yet. It might be kind of late December because this has been, again, it's always unpredictable how long it's going to take me to write the books. But now that my son is back in school, I'm going to have a lot more time to be writing. So I'm hoping to finish it here in the next few weeks. And as soon as the rough draft is done, I will announce an official release date and show you guys the full cover. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing. Hit that notification bell if you're watching on YouTube so that you get notified next time a video goes up from me. And if you have any other kind of video content you would like to see from me, because I'm really enjoying this and it makes me feel a lot closer to you guys, please let me know. And also don't forget to show up to facebook.com/Sarra Cannon this Saturday night at 9 p.m. for a live chat. All right, see you guys later. Bye.